Oh, look at that. So some of you guys may recognize me from a video that I did a couple days ago. We'll get into that. This is Jesse on Fire, for those of you who are new to my channel. If you are new to the channel, you may have missed a video I did 48 hours ago. I could show you what that looks like. So what was the name of that video again? I can't remember. 48 hours ago. What was it? Oh, right. The real reason the UFC wants to cancel Masvidal versus Leon Edwards. I mean, I feel like sometimes in a man's life, he has to gloat a little bit. And this is one of those times, like this is just one of those times. Like there are times when a person calls something so accurately while the rest of the industry just was kind of like, that's crazy. So when you end up being right, you get to sea walk around on your live stream for a minute. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm sea walking. I called this 48 hours ago, like a boss. But here's the deal, dude. Here is the deal. There's a lot more to go here. So yeah, Masvidal's out. So what does that mean? Like, what does it mean exactly? I mean, I'll tell you what it means, obviously. But what does it mean for everybody involved? Because there are big things going down now, right? Who's Masvidal going to fight when he gets better? Geez, I can't figure it out. But more importantly, who's going to fight Leon Edwards, right? Or who is Leon Edwards going to fight? Title shot, maybe? No. As soon as I say this out loud, and it's crazy, I didn't even think about this. Okay? My boy, the Accent Podcast, he suggested it to me in text. And the second he said it, I was like, maybe. And then I marinated on it for another 10 seconds. And I was like, he's right. I'm sorry. Did someone just say maybe it's a coincidence? Give me a fucking break, dude. There is no possible way that it is a coincidence that Masvidal and Leon Edwards just got canceled. Okay. It's exactly why. The reason why is the reason I said in the other video. Actually, I just realized, I guess people may not have seen the other video. So I'll go over that too. But spoiler, the person that's going to step in against Leon is going to be Khamzat Chimaev. Okay, that's who's going to fight Leon, and the winner of that is going to fight Kamaru Usman. Okay, that is what's going to happen. But yeah, so I guess if this is your first, sorry, my web designer, who's my boy, just hit me up, and he's going to see that I am on live stream. I'm live on YouTube. Hit you up after. So yeah, so in case you guys didn't see the first one, I'll run through exactly how I knew that this fight was going to get canceled again real quick. But more importantly, I guess, for what's going forward, I'll tell you why Khamzat Chimaev is going to step in, okay? Or how I know it's going to be Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is looking for an opponent. He wants one fast, right? They're talking about Gilbert Burns, blah, 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 blah. But what do they really want? Okay. Same thing as how I predicted that Masvidal was going to, the Masvidal and Leon one was going to get canceled, is think like the UFC. What do they want? Right? Like if you can predict, this doesn't just apply to the UFC. This applies to every person you'll ever interact with in your entire life and every business. If you understand what they want, you could predict what they're going to do. Okay. Assuming that they're smart. And the UFC is obviously very smart. So I know that the UFC wants certain guys to be the champion, right? Like certain guys, UFC wants to be the champion. Also, they want certain fights to happen. They need to be able to justify those. Are you fucking serious, dude? I'm in the middle of this. You're gonna do that, dude? Come on. Anyway, and in this case, what you got is you've got a Masvidal and Colby major beef that actually we're sidelining that. Sorry, this asshole distracted me. But what they want in this case, they want Khamzat Chimaev to be the champion. Okay. Like that's what they want. Khamzat Chimaev is the only other person in the division that can potentially draw more than Kamaru. Now, is he likely to beat Kamaru Usman? Not really. But I mean, like, as far as an exciting championship fight that they could sell the shit out of, Khamzat Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman, try to guesstimate how many more pay-per-views that sells than Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman, right? Like the metrics are simple. You know what metrics drive this business. And thus you can look at the players on the chessboard and you can already know what's what. You know, if you've been watching the sport for a while, like all of you have, if you guys watch my channel, you're hardcore guys, which means, or girls, it just means you understand the business, which is why you watch my channel, because I say things that hardcore people will understand, like you guys, right? So like when I say Khamzat Chimaev will drive more pay-per-views than Leon, you guys know that's true, right? Like, you know that's true. Now, the thing that Benjamin Early, thank you very much, sir. I'll give it to you that you called this, but it's only because you're obsessively thinking about Colby George 24/7. Either way, good for you. Nope, that's definitely not why. I called it because, again, I understand the UFC's business. I understand exactly what drives their business. And so if I understand their incentive structure, it's easy to predict what they're going to do. And in this case, I mean, just to go back to it, sorry, I'm getting derailed here, but just to go back to it, okay? Every fight at that level, you need to think of what the outcomes are going to be and what's the upside and what's the downside of each one. Okay, only one guy can win. You put two guys in the octagon, only one of them can win, okay? And so, perfect other example, Chandler and Conor McGregor. The reason I haven't done a video on Conor and Chandler is because that fight ain't happening, dude. That fight is, bet your fucking life that Chandler and Conor McGregor fight is not happening right now. There's no fucking chance. Like, absolutely none. Way more than I predicted that Masvidal and you know, Leon would get taken off the calendar. I could tell you with way more confidence that Chandler and Conor are not going to fight right now. There's just absolutely no fucking way. Because again, you know what their incentive structure is, okay? You only have a handful of stars. Chandler and Conor are two of the biggest stars in the UFC, okay? Both of them are coming off of 2 losses. If you have them fight, then one of them is coming off 3 losses, potentially facing the end of their career. There is absolutely no chance, fucking none, zero chance that fight happens. Zero. As sure as I've ever been of anything ever, unless the UFC went in there like, you guys, let's just completely change our structure and let's just make, it's just not going to happen. That fight's not going to happen, okay? But with Colby and, with Masvidal, you had this thing where if Colby would have won the belt and Masvidal would have won, it would have set up one of the biggest fights of all time. That's why they had that fight set up. And then when Colby didn't win, now you look at the Masvidal fight, it's all, well, what if Masvidal loses? Exactly the same reason that they canceled this fight is why Chandler and Conor will not happen. Because now you got Masvidal up against 3 straight losses. For what? For what? What does he gain if he wins? Fucking nothing. The grudge match with Colby is unchallenged, is unchanged. It means nothing. Like, oh, he beat Leon Edwards. Okay, cool. You're like, what? I mean, how does that play into a fucking grudge that these guys have sold over multiple years? Makes no, like, there's no impact there. Well, what about if Leon, dirt naps Masvidal? Well, that fucking nukes the Colby and Masvidal fight. Okay, well, risk reward, that's a nightmare. That makes no fucking sense. Take it off the calendar, right? And so with Leon, you could give Leon an immediate title shot with Kamaru. Kamaru's not hurt, but Leon already scheduled to fight December. You already know that Khamzat is ready to fight in December. And then boom, all you have to do is scrap this fight that you do not want on the calendar anyway and stick it in there with the one that you do want. Boom. Erase one name, put the name that you want in there due to the new landscape. It's that simple. I mean, it's literally that simple. So unless I will be blown away if it's not Khamzat Chimaev. Like, I'll be blown away if it's not him. But if it's not him, I'll tell you what that means. It means that Kamaru Usman it just means they're probably just going to give Leon an immediate title shot, right? I mean, but again, I don't think Leon is going to want to wait for that. Now, obviously, they're saying that Masvidal is injured. I don't believe that. But if Masvidal really is injured, which again, I don't believe, I just think that they're like, here, George, you're going to make X amount for this one, or we can do this fucking mega deal for you and your Colby fight. I mean, he's a businessman, dude. He's not stupid. He doesn't have any beef with Leon. He already beat Leon. Leon and him have already fought. Okay. In the Masvidal mind, right? Like in the mind of a fucking guy who's like an actual banger like him, dude. Like, he already beat up Leon Edwards. He has no fucking unfinished business. He punched him 3 times. Leon Edwards did not punch him. The end. Like, that's over. There's no, it's not like Masvidal's going to be like, You better wait on the shelf for me, Leon. I'm coming for you as soon as I heal my whatever injury we're saying that I'm saying. And they even said undisclosed injury. Yeah, I'm injured. Well, what kind of injury? Whatever. You guys all saw Jesse on Fire's fucking video. You know that this is bullshit. Come on. Everybody saw it, right? Everybody saw it. I wonder, though, if Hunter Campbell saw it. And maybe he was like, Jesus, he's right, man. He's right. Let's get this thing off the calendar. Bish Boys Comics. What's up, dude? Thank you very much. Uncle Jesse, Sean is still open. Khamzat Chimaev for sure fights at 185. What do I think? Also, huge fan. Loving you grow on and love my opinions. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Sean is still open. Uncle Jesse, Sean is still open. Khamzat for sure fights at 185. I'm sorry. I don't understand what that means. I'm sorry. I don't understand. I will, if you put it in there, I'll look for it. You don't need to super chat it. I'll try to look for it. But I don't understand. I don't really understand the question. Sean Strickland. Got it. Strickland's still open. Strickland, Khamzat Chimaev, again, you're trying to set up a huge fucking title fight. Although, dude, you know what, actually? When I said that thing about Strickland maybe stepping over the line when he said all that stuff about, being a member of that group that is, I just don't even want to say it because I don't want to trigger the algo, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The group that you have to shave your head to be a part of. I thought maybe that wasn't a great strategic call. I take it back. That's a great call. An excellent call. An excellent call because it sets up, if everyone's down to play ball, which of course Sean is, like if everybody just understands this is show business and they don't take themselves super serious, and if I'm a black fighter, I'm jumping on that, dude. I'm jumping on that. I'm making this fight about everything that's wrong with the history of this country. And I'm going to take it out on this former skinhead. And, backstage, I'll be like, look, man, I don't really actually believe this, but it'll fucking sell the shit out of that fight. Right. But nonetheless, it's, nonetheless, it's going to be Khamzat. I would be shocked if it's not. But here you go. I'm just going to say one more thing, right? Actually, I want to say it again, but I can't. So anybody who knows my channel really well, and I've talked about Colby and MASVIDAL quite a bit, and then everyone's all, you're crazy. 90% of people who hear me talk about that, they're all, you're tripping, dude. You're tripping. Really? What do you think now? Huh? Oh, Khabib and Conor, they're not going to do that fucking rematch, dude. Doesn't matter. They're not going to do that rematch. Video emerges from backstage. Dana straight up like leaning into Khabib's ear. Just come back, do one more fight, dude. Just do one more Khabib fight Conor. Oh, weird. It's almost like, again, this is not rocket science. If you understand what everybody wants, which we do. It's not going to be Vincent Luque, Aman, and it's not going to be Vincent Luque because they're going to put the person who is like, can provide the biggest pay-per-view push, and that's Khamzat Chimaev. No win. Thank you very much. Nostradamus of MMA. I like to call myself Mystic Jesse on Fire. Oh, man, I am going to bask in this. It's definitely not a beer. It's a watermelon bubble water. Thank you for Mashdown. Oh, man. It's definitely not Wonder Boy. You guys. I know we're just going down the list of people at 170 pounds that could step in. What I'm telling you is this is a calculated move where MASVIDAL is almost certainly not actually injured, okay? So, think about it like this. You're not trying to replace MASVIDAL because he's injured. You are trying to put someone else in there that they already had an answer for before they canceled this fight because MASVIDAL is going to go do a huge money fight with Colby because he's a smart businessman, right? MASVIDAL is a smart business. Very few people make money like MASVIDAL has in this business, right? And this is a money game, dude. They go to Leon had almost no upside to fight against MASVIDAL. And why'd he do it? Because they offered him $1 million, okay? Same principle. They go to Jorge. They're like, look, you guys have been hyping this one forever. Let's just take the risk off the map and let's do this super fight deal. He's like, okay. Which means they would have, but that's a big fight for this upcoming card. They wouldn't do it if they didn't have a replacement in place. It's going to be Khamzat, dude. Is my guess. Would be my guess. I mean, obviously I don't know, but I would be very surprised if it's not Khamzat Chimaev. Very, very surprised. If Khamzat loses against Edwards, the hype train will derail badly. Yeah, of course. I mean, you could say that about anybody on their way up. You know, anybody who's got a big hype train. You know, if they lose to blah blah blah, they will. You know, their thing will get derailed. But I don't believe that. I think the UFC is relatively confident that Khamzat will win. And nonetheless, like if Leon Edwards beats Khamzat Chimaev, then you know he can build some hype for himself. I mean, listen, dude, like even guys who are not super huge fight promoting type guys can become stars based on who they beat. Like, as an example, okay, the ultimate no promotion workhorse. Okay, as a matter of fact, put it in the chat, okay? Who's the ultimate no promotions workhorse? I'm going to read this while you guys do that. Tupacalypse, what's up, my man? Thank you. Totally take back my last comment. Your MMA math is very on point. UFC found their way to cancel it, wanted George to win and Khamzat to be pushed to fight Kamaru. I deserve this $10. Good call. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, so, okay, look. So the ultimate no workhorse. No. Definitely not Khabib. Dustin Poirier is the correct answer. Adam. Dustin Poirier was the correct answer. Correct. And Dustin Poirier got there by what? Beating the shit out of Conor McGregor, right? So he took it from another guy. And so Leon Edwards, maybe he could beat the shit out of Khamzat Chimaev and, you know, he could beat Dustin Poirier. The thing is, that's still not like good for the UFC, you know? Like the UFC just wants the guys who have the hype to keep on winning. That's why when you look at they're all, geez, I mean, is Sean O'Malley ever going to fight a ranked opponent? It's like, it depends. Does that mean that he's going to risk losing? Because that's why he's not. Think about, look at, I mean, like if O'Malley had no charisma and he was just beating the fuck out of everybody, he would have fought a ranked opponent. Like, you know, I mean, he would have fought more ranked opponents by now. They're protecting him because he is such a massive potential asset. It's crazy. Like if you ask the UFC, it was like, if you could pick anyone in the UFC right now who's a hype train on their way up, which would you choose to continue to win and become a champion that defends their belt 5 times? I would bet a lot it would be Sean O'Malley. And I'm only hesitating because maybe Khamzat Chimaev. But it's definitely between those two guys. You know, like, I mean, besides the fact, Sean O'Malley is so fun to watch fight too. I mean, so is Khamzat. They're killing machines, dude. Just total opposites of each other. Paddy Pimblett, yeah, he's a little early in the game though, dude. Like yes, he's got the it, but he's won one fight and he got touched a lot, you know. And I'm not saying that like, I'm not putting a ceiling on his career. I'm just saying like it's early for him. He needs to win a few more fights. So Bish Boy's comments. What's up, my man? Thank you again. Worth the tip. Riddle me this though. Cowboy on his channel took a call and went to fight camp 2 weeks ago. No announcement. Not worth Leon, but there's no way in 100 million years that it's Cowboy that's stepping in against Leon. None. That's less likely than Chandler and Conor McGregor fighting right now. Now let me actually go back to that. I am not saying I am not saying that Chandler and Conor are not going to fight. I'm saying they're not going to fight right now. They are definitely not going to fight right now. They got it both. They got to both be coming off wins. Hey, Raphael, you might make me tap in 3 seconds. So we can do yours. We'll roll. You tap me, and you can go, I fucking tap Jesse on fire. And then we'll trade leg kicks right afterwards. Let's do that. But yeah, for sure you tap me out if you are exceptional at jiu-jitsu. That's a no-brainer. You have to be strong though, dude. Even people that are good. I am strong, son. No, I know. I'm just kidding too. So Alex Pereira thoughts. That is an excellent question, dude. I think that I saw something that said that, you know what? Let me actually look that up. I think I saw Chael Sonnen say Pereira and Israel Adesanya won't fight in the UFC. I haven't watched his video, but the only way so I'm just gonna, as a matter of fact, okay, so Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira won't happen in the UFC, but if they fought, ... Okay, so I'm not gonna, without watching it, this is my prediction. The only way that Chael could defend that position is if what he's saying is that Pereira will not win enough to get to the title shot. Because the entire reason Pereira is in the fucking UFC at 4-0 or 4-1 in UFC, like, how can you guys name any other professional kickboxers that were like 4 or 3-1 or 4-1 and end up in the UFC, right? Even Cyril Gahn had more than that when he got in here. And that's in the heavyweight division where they're light as fuck. The answer is because Pereira knocked out Izzy twice, or beat him twice, definitely knocked him out cold the last time. Now, I'm not saying that means that he'll beat Izzy this time. You know, Izzy's vicious, son. Picking against Izzy at his own weight class, if he's not going up, is crazy town. And also, when you watch that fight, it's not like Izzy was getting worked and then like he got caught. You know, he was doing really well and then he got caught. Hang on, I just saw a question I actually want to answer. Jesse, my man, always wanted to ask you what your walkout song. Poker Face. Yours is Poker Face by Lady Gaga. I don't win a lot. Love the content. If I told you what my walkout song is, well, I have two. I have one that I would put on the loudspeaker, and that would be the same as Chuck Liddell's and Mike Tyson's when he fought Botha. I think they came out with that one to Botha, or did he come out to Tupac to that? But anyway, the answer is DMX Intro. It would be the one that I would do over the loudspeakers. If I played the one that I would come out to in my earphones that no one else could hear, you would legitimately think I was a psychopath. Because it would make no sense to you. Like, it would make no sense to fucking anybody. Been watching since college fight stories. Yeah. So I've been thinking about doing them again, but I don't know. Feels like recycled material. Actually, you know what? Let me hit up Will. Hey, Will, if you're on here, I don't have your WhatsApp number for some reason. Let me hang on for 1 second, you guys. I don't have your WhatsApp. What is it? One more time. So Tito Ortiz debate Josh Fabia, then watch Leon Edwards versus anyone. I'd rather watch Tito Ortiz debate Josh Fabia than watch. Oh my God, dude. Josh Fabia would win that debate handily. Then Tito would win the fight handily. But yeah. Can I do college stories in the future? Shit, son, I could do one right now. I got to do a podcast for the pay-per-view fights, try to coast and the MMA community. I know, dude. I asked Bisbing. He said he was going to put me on Believe You Me. Aki, thank you so much, man. Jesse on fire, Chael, Bisping, DC, Mount Rushmore. Well, that is some fine company right there. That's very flattering. Thanks, man. I will say this. I was saying this to my wife, like, just I was saying to my wife, I was like, like, I don't know if this means that I'm a crazy person or that it's a really good sign, but as of very recently, when I'm looking at my views, I'm comparing them to Chael, Bisping, and DC and getting pissed that mine are lower, just for some perspective on how my brain works, which is kind of ridiculous, right? What's up, dude? Hello? You guys, this is Will Page, my graphic designer. And he did the logos. He did the Jesse on Fire logo, the intros, he's doing a website for another project. He's a fucking badass. I don't know why this isn't working though. He's trying to call me on WhatsApp. Oh, there it is. Okay, so anyway, sorry about that. Lions Fangs, thank you very much. Jake's toupee should fight next. I don't even know what that means. Are you talking about Jake Paul? He has a toupee. That was a pretty funny fucking Halloween costume he did. I had no idea that entire story, the whole story that was the basis of his Halloween costume. I had no idea that any of that happened, dude. Go Flamenco, thank you so much. Yo, Jesse, nice call, dude. Very prophetic. But I was seriously looking forward to Masvidal Leon. I know, dude. If Dustin wins the belt, he is 100% going to do the thing you suggested. God bless, brother. Happy for you. By the way, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, if fucking Poirier wins and then does the thing that I laid out, I will lose my shit completely. Like that will be a level of impact in the mixed martial arts world that will officially be like, okay, I can't get happier than this. Like I can't get happier than this because it is the correct play. Like that is the correct play. What I said for him to do, you know? And if he does it, I will cut together some gloating videos of myself for sure. But like the thing on like Jake Paul's oh wait, hang on. The Bosivius, thank you very much. The Masvidal injury is a broken hand from bitch slapping Fabia. And the instated the Danis rule, no arrest report. Dude, that's a legit thing you can do now. You just plead, the cops come and you just go, Dylan Danis rule, bro. And they just let you go. But yeah, that story with the Dana White thing. So Jake, if you guys missed this, Jake Paul dressed like Dana White. I didn't really understand the cocaine thing. It says like free blow or something. I can't believe I just said that. They're going to fucking bang me for monetization now. Anyway, but it was like a free blow or something. And then he was with like this like stripper looking girl. And I looked into it and it turned out that like there apparently was some girl who had like secretly recorded herself with Dana or something like that. And it was like, I don't know. And so I don't know, like this whole story I had no idea about until Jake Paul did the Halloween costume. I was like, oh, King Artem. Thank you very much, sir. I was 1000% correct. Thank you. S. Dresden, thank you very much. No welterweights defeat comes out. I'll tell you this. I am extremely, extremely excited to see Khamzat fight Kamaru Usman. Like excited enough where I'm not rooting against Leon, but like I really want to see that fight. Like I really, really, really want to see it. What else we got? What did I lay out if Dustin wins? I will tell you exactly what I laid out again. So basically what I was saying, so this video I did, and this was actually, so this video that I did was the one that Chandler referenced when Michael Chandler talked about me in the interview. He was referencing this video that I'm about to kind of lay out again. So basically this is what I said. I was like, if you're Dustin Poirier and you're in the situation that you're in right now, this was before he took the Charles Oliveira fight. I was like, do you take the Oliveira fight? Because if you win, I take it back. No. The first video I did that Chandler referenced was this one. I was like, do you take the Charles Oliveira fight? Because if you win, it basically locks your ability to fight Conor in the trilogy fight because basically like you can't give Conor an immediate title shot, right? Like you can't give Conor an immediate title shot. So, maybe he just waits for Conor. And then Chandler quoted me when he was like getting interviewed by Helen Yee and quoted that exact thing that I said. And so he got me thinking, and I was like, wait a minute, I know exactly I know exactly what Dustin should do. And so I did another video and I was like, here's how you solve this problem, right? So he goes and he fights Charles Oliveira. And also in between those two things, Dustin had said he wasn't sure how many more fights he wanted to do, because he had just made so much money. He probably doesn't need money anymore. So he's like, maybe I'm just going to retire. And he had said that. And I was like, okay, so this is exactly what you do. You go in there, you fight Charles, assuming that you win. They put the belt around your waist and you basically go, thank you, everybody. Thanks to my fans. Thanks to my wife. I just want to let everyone know that this is not this is it for me, except for one last fight. I'm relinquishing the belt except for one last fight. And I want that against Conor McGregor. It's a fucking blood feud. This guy threatened my family. This guy said yada, yada, yada. So I'm giving up the belt and I have one fight left and I want it against McGregor. Because he would get all that matters is the money. He's already the champion. Everybody knows he's the real champion. So giving up the belt doesn't mean dick. He's going to get a special contract to fight Conor in the trilogy anyway. And if he sets it up like that after he beats Oliveira, it'll sell 1 billion pay-per-views. A fucking billion pay-per-views. Relinquishes the belt because it's such a serious personal blood feud with Conor. It'll sell 1 billion. It'll be one of the highest grossing pay-per-views ever. Ever. That's what I said he should do. Beat Charles, relinquish the belt, call out Conor in a blood feud and say it's going to be his last fight. And then who cares? Like it doesn't even necessarily need to be your last fucking fight. You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be your last fight. So you just say that it is. The Wolf versus Rocky. I already said that's what you got to do. Yeah, I mean, because the only reason that the title's important is because you get a back in on the pay-per-view. And if you're Dustin Poirier, you already got a huge back end on the pay-per-view on the last one. So you do your exact same deal as the first Conor fight. $5 million on the front, back end pay-per-view. And except this one, you've set up as this is not just a rematch because everyone's like, geez, I hope Conor wins so you can get a title shot. It's like, holy shit, Dustin gave up the belt to fight this motherfucker. He's so mad, dude. That's how you do it. Bilal versus Leon 2 as no. Oh yeah, I guess people are coming on late. It's gonna be Khamzat Chimaev. That's who's gonna come in and do it. If you're new to the party, that's who's gonna do it. It's gonna be Khamzat Chimaev. And you can bet on that. Jesse living in Fantasyland. I think today especially we're past Jesse's in Fantasyland and we've moved on to Jesse's got this motherfucking game dialed, son. The UFC won't let Dustin walk away from the belt like that and reward him with Conor. It will make the next. Oh my God, Aaron, dude. The UFC won't let Dustin walk away from the belt and set up the biggest fight in UFC history. My dude, let me just explain this again. If you understand the incentive structure of the UFC, you know what they're going to do. And all of their incentives are around selling big pay-per-views. So if Dustin wanted to relinquish the belt and then go do a sex tape with one of Dana's fucking nieces, okay, if that would, well, maybe not that, but, a niece that he didn't like, right? Like a niece that Dana didn't like. The UFC is going to let him do it, dude. Give up the belt for a blood feud? Fucking, of course they'd let him do it. They promote the shit out of that. They would replay that speech 1,000,000 times. You would see that speech 700 times before you saw the fight. Imagine if Conor beats Poirier, calls out Khabib. Conor only gets to call out Khabib if he beats Islam Makhachev. And here's the deal. I would have been right about the biggest call I was making all last year was that Khabib and Conor part 2 was going to happen. Everyone's all, no, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. Even after Khabib retired. And I was like, yes, it will. If Conor would have won in January, Dana was going to put a level of pressure on Khabib that was good. I mean, maybe Khabib would have not done it. But Dana was going to put the full court press on him like you've never seen. When Conor lost, that's why he was like, okay, that's it. You look like Spence from King of Queens. Okay. Dustin won't do that, Jesse. He'll move up to welterweight to go for double champ stats. Okay. Yep. If I know Dustin, he's like, I'm going to go get Kamaru Usman. Based on what historical data are we basing that on? I've had a lot more than 2 weeks of jiu-jitsu practice, my friend. I just don't pretend to be able to beat people who are actually good. Because I know what good is. Because my trainer is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the fucking world. He is at Worlds right now, or oh god, whatever that huge one in fucking Vegas is. Thank you, Octagon Jones. My trainer is well, a couple, but the one I'm talking about is Stephen Hargett. He is the Masters 2 pound for pound #1 in the world. He won worlds in gi. I'm sorry, won pans in gi, won worlds no gi, and then now I believe is like whatever that huge tournament is, the IBJJF one that's in Vegas right now is where he's at right now. S. Dresden, thank you so much, man. Yeah, there is a 0% chance you would win in a fight against Stephen Hargett. Do I really think Jones will actually fight Francis? I don't know if Francis will be in the fucking UFC, man. Did I see that Mixed Molly put me in the last video? Of course, dude. He and I were talking. He and I were talking in advance. He was like, he's like, you kind of softened up on him since the video that I'm quoting. Is it cool if I put it in there? I was like, yeah, man. I wasn't like. I'm just trying to give John Jones the best opportunity to succeed. You know. Who does Chandler fight next? I would give him someone like Gilbert Gillespie, someone he can beat. Like, or not. I mean, obviously he can beat anybody, but I mean, like someone that, someone he's very likely to beat. Like, just because like Chandler's a star, he's fucking awesome. Like, get him, give the guy a W. Like, he's a fucking savage, man. Who's replacing Masvidal? Khamzat Chimaev. Bet that, son. Masvidal will be fighting Colby and Khamzat Chimaev within the next, I would say inside the next 5 days, it'll be Khamzat announced. Maybe even 3. Who is Islam going to fight? I talked to Chandler lately. I haven't talked to Chandler since fight week. My favorite pistol. I carry a Glock 43. Bilal called out Leon. Of course he did. That's not going to happen. Leon Edwards is a #1 contender fight now. I mean, Bilal's a badass, but that's not happening. That's not going to happen. Yes, I'm staying in Texas forever. Okay, I got to jump, you guys. This was awesome. Thank you guys very much. Thank you for the continued support. I will do a video later if I have time. Peace out.